Good evening, everybody. My name is Warden, and I will be your host for tonight's entertainment. If you're wondering about the sudden change in outfit and the slight alterations to our environment, I recently did some calculations on how long I've been here and the relative state of the calendar it would be back home, I guess. And, Halloween is, pretty soon. Now, obviously, I don't, count on getting any sort of trick-or-treaters or people going, ding-dong, but it's a nice, looks like, the moon is in the mood for Halloween. Anyways, it gives me a little bit of set of normalcy. Feels nice to just have these little changes around. Can't keep your environment static all the time. And I did, get a hold of some Halloween decorations, I guess. You know, things to make things look a little spooky. Oh. That's an interesting place for Moonstone to land. Today, we are going to be making a Enderman farm. Because in order to open the eye, you have to have the eye first. There we go. We'll stick a little... Nope, that one's floating. Do, regular candles, can I put them on top? No. Okay. Let's put a little purple in here. There we go. That looks cool. Yeah, in order to open the eye, you need to have the eye in the first place. And in order to have the eye, the infusion recipe is very expensive, namely in Alienus, which the best source of is in ender pearls. Thankfully, I have finally come up with a method to move spawners. As it turns out, random things adds an item that does it. So I went ahead and went into one of those big-ass dungeons and got myself some Enderman spawners. So an Enderman farm follows pretty much the exact same principles as a Blaze farm, but in case anybody needs a refresher, you essentially use pistons to shove mobs into a central killing hole. This allows you to move them around without water, which I think is an important thing. Now, as much as I would like to stick around for the entirety of this blood moon, the orangeness does make things a little bit hard to demonstrate stuff, so I'll wait until morning, and until then I'll be decorating my base. See ya! Ah, there we go. Now, with our rude cosmic interruption aside, let us go back to what I was talking about before, which is, the need for ender pearls and how I plan to get them. With the way, Endermen being, deeply and violently allergic to water, our only solution is to use the piston method to move our Endermen around. I'm gonna put a couple of these candles down here, how about? Yes. So while I work on a design for that, let me recap y'all on the progress that I have made. I made Boots of the Voidwalker, which is how I know that Eldritch Eye creation is incredibly, immensely painful. It's what's allowing me to move this quickly and up and over blocks with ease. Admittedly, it's taking a little bit of getting used to. I'm not sure how I feel about it at the current moment. The speed is something that I wish I had a bit more control over. Like I don't know, a speed setting would be nice. Maybe I'm just a little bit too attached to the way tech mods tend to do things. It also, the boots also render me completely immune to fall damage, entirely. Not just damage reduction, courtesy of the thermostatic harness, but entirely immune, which is very, very nice. I've made a little bit of progress on the village. I added a couple new buildings, these two here, though one of them does not yet have windows. And I have started to smooth out this area underneath here. I'm kind of imagining that this is where the cool teenagers will come here to hang out, because that's how things were when I was growing up, for sure. I definitely grew up in a normal area with teenagers and such. I imagine that that's where cool teenagers hang out. I've also decorated the villager area a little bit. I'll put more candles around and maybe get a hold of some more cobwebs. But yes, the village is coming along very nicely. I am rapidly approaching the point where I can finally let all the villagers out of their jars. To them, don't worry, it'll be like a couple of minutes at most. But to me, it's been, longer than I wish to talk about. As for everything else, not much has changed. Just little things here and there, bits and pieces of progress. I guess I could say I've made a little bit of progress in witchery, but I'll be real, all I did was dig out an area underground for circles and such. Oh, I guess I did add a Arthana and a chalice. Not a filled one, but a chalice to the altar. Altar power is something still leaving things to be desired. I did some research into it, and 5,000 is not a lot. I do like my cauldron area, though. It looks super nice. We get down here. Yeah, this area was a bitch to carve out, but it was eventually carved out, and this is just entirely where I'm going to be keeping my circles and such. From what I understand of witchery, you're going to be wanting multiple circles as time goes on if you plan to get really deep into it, which, I'll be real, I don't really plan on going super deep into witchery. Witchery kind of left a bad taste in my mouth after the incident with the other werechalk, so I'm still recovering from that abuse. Oh, and I guess, I made a new, wand, staff, technically. It's a primal staff, and boy are these things hard to make. But they're well worth it. They store 250 of every vis, and it recharges the bottom 25 vis, if it ever runs out. Which I rarely do, but you know, it's better to be prepared than not. So, on to our project of the day. We're going to be needing a bunch of sticky pistons, comparators, no, repeaters, pressure plates, the like, because we are going to be wanting to make the standard piston-based mob farm. So I'm going to quickly make up a few more pistons just because you can never have too many, and having to make some when you're in the middle of doing something is always agonizingly painful. Let me turn some of these cacti from my cactus farm into slim balls. Where is my catalyst? Down here. An exciting part about being able to move spawners now is the fact that I can now choose where they are and what the outer building looks like. So I'm a little bit stoked. It's I do wish that the option to use soul binders, as they're called, was a little more obvious. But can't win them all. Can't win them all. So let me just grab some generic building blocks. Let me see. I'm going to use stone bricks because I have a shitload of stone. Alright, now, where do I want to make this? You know, that island could see some use. I could put spawners in there of all kinds, actually. But, the 9x9 basic space required for a mob farm. I could have one mob farm in here, and I think I'd rather make it be for skeletons since I am constantly in need of bone meal, both for Botania and witchery, and sometimes, Ars Magica, I believe the plants can also be bone mealed, as well as Agricraft down there. So I think that's going to be a skeleton spawner. Whereas, Ender Pearls are going to be something that I'm not going to be using huge amounts of. So, how about... I want to be terraforming some of the area around the witchery witchery altar. I think I'm going to, flatten it out and then sort of raise up maybe a mountain on this side. So with that plan in mind, how about we put here. This seems like a good spot. So let us, and I want to make note that these are, the stone bricks are temporary. I will be changing it out to suit my industrial brutalist aesthetic later. So let's theoretically say this is, ground level, where I'm standing. Killing platform, or I guess in the case of Enderman, you'd have a slab here. Then up. So this would be the chute where they drop down. Technically this is building it upside down, I guess. Which is not something I would do, normally. And I'm gonna want to have slabs, either on here or in here because, tiny Endermen are a thing. Which seems counterintuitive. Endermen are supposed to be tall, but you know how it is. So with that in mind, I want the chute to be a little bit longer. There we go. What's nice about making mob farms this way is this is before the entity cramming rule existed. Now shit can get shoved into single tiny holes without worrying about accidentally losing out on drops and shit. So you know the drill, I'm going to work on this. And I'll be back when this is all finished. Or if something interesting happens, how about? You know what, I just realized something. Enderman teleport. I'm gonna have to put this shit up in the air so that those fuckers don't start teleporting around the second that they get shoved around by the pistons, because they'll teleport if they take damage from sources such as suffocation. Well, at least I caught it really early. Now you might be tempted to say, wow, that looks like shit. And you would be correct. Now let me take our soul binder. Ooh. Immediate. Very nice. Okay, spawners are installed. This should make it so that they don't have anywhere to go. Put the slab here, just so that I have room to walk underneath and get close. Yeah, here we go. Oh, holy shit, a nebulous heart. That's a super rare drop from Enderman. I'll grind a few ender pearls, maybe a couple of stacks, and come back to you. Just because I really need a lot of ender pearls for the amount of eyes that we need to make. We need to make 4 eldritch eyes in order to do the ritual of opening the eye. And then even then, I want to get prepared. I want to have better armor, I want to have better defenses. I just want to be able to survive my encounter with the Eldritch should I be having any. Which I will be in the Outerlands, because the Outerlands is full of fuck. Okay, I got enough ender pearls to last me a while, and the 4 stacks that I needed in order to get my Eldritch Eyes. So we just put all this stuff that they dropped away. I have no idea what I'm going to use this for. Yes, this makes enough. And that should be all the essentia required. I made up the void seeds ahead of time. I just need to set up the altar and everything. So let me get this out of the way. Then I'll go upstairs and wait out the blood moon and get ourselves the ingredients for the Eldritch Eye. Okay, with our second blood moon over, let us set up the altar for creation of our eye. You want 4 of them to place on every side of a Eldritch pedestal, which is that structure that I occasionally walk by when I go to patrol the borders. It's this big floating obelisk type thing that is probably a little bit intimidating to look at the first time you see it. And there we go. Our first Eldritch Eye. I don't know why, but holding this just suddenly made me feel incredibly unnerved. Oh well. That's just how it be on this bitch of an earth, I guess. On to the other 3 eyes. Okay. Final eye. Ugh. Not enjoying the way these things look, I'll tell you that. Now it is time to do some research on better armor for ourselves. Because the outerlands are nasty. They are full of mobs that will give you shitloads of warp. They're full of mobs that will one-shot you, especially with the Infernal Mobs mod. We want to be armored the fuck up. No, I can't make the Aquarium gear. That requires that requires going to the end. Let me think. Primordial armor might be the option to go. I need a lot of essentia for it, but it looks like it might be what I need. I'd have to infuse Thaumium Fortress gear first. Let's make some primordial armor. I think that would be our best option since we can't make the Aquarium gear. So we're gonna need a crap ton of Thaumium, which thankfully I have courtesy to my roommate upstairs. I'm not gonna be needing any boots. The boots of the Voidwalker were expensive enough to make already. Something I want to mention about armor is that, despite what you might think, enchantments actually do the majority of the heavy lifting. It has to do with, like, the specific enchantability of the armor. I learned, basically, that, you can walk around in full gold armor. As long as you have protection 5, you'll have, nearly diamond level protection. It's not just about the state of the armor, it is, in fact, also about the enchantments it's rocking. There we go, and let me just get this infusion done. I have a feeling that today's a very infusion-heavy day. Alright, Fortress Helm created. Yeah, that looks honestly really cool. I've never really made the Fortress armor. I'll be real. I always preferred, more reliable, types of armor, namely, tech mods. But since I can't go running over to, I can't run crying to Thermal Foundation for help, we make do. God, I do miss Flex Plate, though. Flex Plate. But my netherite gear honestly served me just as well. Okay, Thamia Fortress armor completed. Now I need to get together the materials to make it into the primordial armor, which admittedly sounds like it's going to be an expensive and painful endeavor, and I know it's going to be, but it'll all be worth it in the end, I think. After all, good armor and good enchantments are the key to navigating these really, really tough dungeons. Ooh, I'm gonna have to make some more void metal. Let me set that to cooking while we do this. 2, 3, let us make ourselves those void metal blocks. And primordial pearls. No, I didn't look at that part of the recipe. I only have one of these. I can't, that puts a wrench in my plans. I know you can very rarely get primordial pearls from thaumic bosses and, what was the word? Loot bags? But pearls are not craftable. I'm going to either have to grind the shit out of mobs, or I'm going to have to cope with lesser armor for now. I do have, like, a general set that I could use there, though it doesn't provide any magical protection and I can't enchant it with the Osmotic Enchanter. But that sucks. I really wish I had read this stupid thing the whole way. Well, I would have thought to prepare more ahead of time. I mean, at the very least I can get most of the ingredients together. Looks like they all have the same crafting recipe. There. I'll just set this stuff aside for when I have lots of pearls, but I guess we could go open the eye. Not that I really want to, suddenly, but let's go do that. We need ancient rock to help our signal get back to base. Unfortunately. And I mean, the Outerlands does have some pretty good loot. There it is. I went the wrong way for a second. So in order to open the eye, the node in the middle must be intact. Let me see. Yep, it's sinister. Fading or not, I don't think that matters. And you put an eye on the capstone. And I believe you give it a tap it with the wand. How do I... fuck. What was the ritual again? Oh, the keystone, not the node. And there's the portal. It is, it's a very cool looking portal. A little spooky. Okay, maybe a lot spooky. But yeah, that's the portal to the Outerlands. Yeah, that's the portal to the Outerlands. Anyways, with that open, we can now go to the Outerlands anytime we like. Not right now, because I do not like to, and I'm not prepared. But with the revelation that primordial pearls are required in the crafting of the good armor, I don't know, let's gamble a bit. Let's see if we get lucky. Coinage. Nonsense. Looks like I just got potions today. Oh well, I'll go feed these potions to the hungry node. I don't care. We didn't get lucky. So I guess, fuck, I can either grind loot bags and hope that I get lucky, or, I can go in there with subpar armor and fight bosses and hope I don't get my ass beat to death. Both options slightly suck, but, I guess, I can go in with subpar armor at some point. But I still want good armor, So, what are some cheaper options? Because we can't make a corium, that requires going to the end, and I'm not going to the end yet. Going to the end doesn't really appeal to me right now. Just, it doesn't really appeal to me. So, let's see. Crimson armor. Well, no, that requires, crimson, gear, like having that already. So, not that. What about the Void Thaumaturge? I don't really like the way these look. But, it is, decent armor, just expensive to make. I don't like making sets of armor just to put it up later on, but, we don't really have a choice. So I'm gonna make up some more Void Seeds and Void Metal, and, I'll get back to ya. Where? Where the fuck are you? I heard you! You think I won't fucking cook you like a rotisserie chicken? Huh? Fucking whatever. She comes back, she comes back. Alright, let's make the Void armor so we can make the Void Thaumaturge's gear. Okay, let me see. We want Alienus, Metallum, Panis, all the good stuff, all the standard stuff. Technically, this stuff is almost more expensive to make than the Primordial armor just because of the sheer variety. I find variety to be much more annoying of a crafting step than, amount, personally. Like, if things require, like, 128 of an aspect, that's fine, but if it requires, like, 8 of a banillion little aspects, I find that way more annoying. Okie dokie, let us first make the hood. We'll put this here. I made a new set instead of using the set that I'm wearing, just because, like, one, I don't feel like wearing these all the time, because I don't really like the way they look. And, two, the ones that I have are infused with Ars Magica stuff that, I would lose if I were to infuse it into the stuff. Alrighty, here we go. There we go, Void Thaumaturge's armor. Not the best armor that we can ever have, but, up there. Alright, I'm gonna need, Void Metal Leather and, some pieces of Thaumium for this. Setting up our altar. There we go. Void Thaumaturge's robe. And now onto the pants. And pants. There we go. Okay, so it's not primordial armor, but it'll definitely do. It'll serve its purpose until we get to primordial armor. And I'm gonna need a lot more pearls than I thought I did. So let me amp up the protection on this baby. What does unveiling do? Unveiling. Sure, I'll add that. I'll make it translucent because I don't really like the way this shit looks. I'll put repair on it. Aqua Affinity. And let me get my spare wands, because I'm pretty sure we're going to need these. For the record, you cannot use staffs in crafting or enchanting. It doesn't fit in the table, basically. And leggings done. And now it's time for the chest. Yeah, I'll put thorns on that. Why not? If I have to take off my, my thaumastatic harness, I want to be able to hurt anything that, made me do that. And there we go! Full set of enchanted void thaumaturgus robes. Let me set this stuff up to recharge. And I'll put this in my backpack for now, just for storage purposes. Now let's try this stuff on. As you can see, the translucency enchantment makes it so that I don't have to look at the frankly creepy visage that this armor would normally give me. It does make me feel a little bit odd, though. I can't really place why, but considering the amount of things that make me feel odd, it doesn't really matter to me at this point. I'm sure it's nothing to be worried about. Anyways, this is for fighting in the outerlands. This set of armor is nice. I am planning to use this eventually, but admittedly I don't get into combat situations that require me to throw on my armor. I usually kill stuff before it's able to hurt me. Okay, with void armor made, it's not the top of the top, but it'll do. I think it is about time that we... Hello?
Trick or treat.
Oh, you finally came to see me, huh? Well... What? What the fuck? What the... Ah, shit! What was that? What was that? What was that? Hello? Shit, what was that? Ugh, what the fuck was that? What the hell was that? I felt something stab me and then these fuckers appeared and... What was even in this chest? Nope. I mean, talk about getting to the Halloween spirit. Aha! Ah! Oh, this sucks, objectively, actually. Holy fucking shit. I'm gonna take this as a sign to wrap up for now. So, let me just, with all the horrible things that just happened to me in the last minute and a half, and the semi-traumatizing experience of getting jumped by like 100 guys, I am going to call it here for today. So, thank you for watching! If you liked this video, why not like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment if you want, and, next episode, we will be going to the Outerlands, facing the bosses there, gathering primordial pearls, and hopefully obtaining enough ancient rock to hopefully finish our communications tower. Until then, my name has been Warden. I am signing off for tonight. Have a good evening, everybody!